Hi, it's Jennifer here at Philosophy Understanding, and today we have our guest speaker, Michelle Troutman. She will be telling us about a new philosophical research study she did.
Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle Troutman, and today I'm here to discuss the discourses of Epictetus by Epictetus and Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics and how they relate to one another in the case of finding human happiness. Both believe human happiness and means of obtaining this idea and construct of happiness to humanity. And why I personally find this to be so important is because philosophy often describes the universe itself and society and means of fitting in and figuring out your placement and how you can be comfortable doing so. But where I believe these two philosophers take it a step further is because they want you to find happiness and comfortability within yourself in order to be comfortable within the universe and within your placement and our own being. But to specifically focus on human happiness and comfortability with ourselves and our personal lives is often grazed over by other philosophers. I find these two resources, the discourses of Epictetus and Nicomachean Ethics, to really get at the heart of human fulfillment while relating to one another very well.
Thank you, Michelle. So, what are some underlying core factors that relate these philosophers to one another?
Okay, so actually, one of the core factors happens to be education. Now, usually when we think education, we'd be like, ugh, schoolwork. No, but in this case, in Nicomachean Ethics, what they're basically saying is knowing the innate difference between right and wrong within the society and specifically to ourselves to help figure out where we stand in a moral sense. In regards to Aristotle's views, morality must be taught to children at an early age, whether that be through religious, philosophical, or educational teachings. As long as the child begins to experience what is right and wrong, hopefully he will choose whatever is good, whatever good specifically is to be. As for the discourses of Epictetus, he believes that education is vital to the growth of the self, but is only valuable if it is used in practice in everyday life. Strength of the mind is just as valuable as agility and physical strength, and maybe even more so when dealing with an opponent, for instance. If you can outsmart them, you can win. How ignorance or lack of knowledge can seriously deter a person's ability to compete with others, and how your education and your knowledge can truly help you in both aspects of Epictetus and Aristotle's views to really grow yourself as an individual.
That's awesome, Michelle. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that relates these two philosophers together?
Actually, yes. So Aristotle's belief is to be happy is to be virtuous. And here we will describe how ethics and happiness relate directly to one another. These help tie in Epictetus's 3 steps to happiness, which is through rigorous study, practice, and self-examination, we can find happiness. When our virtues and love of life and learning is expressed, we have the ability to obtain unlimited joy. Epictetus explains that ethics help to demonstrate how we should only let ourselves feel 4 emotions. The Stoics believe that this is due to the fact that we should remain neutral and withhold judgment from everything that is out of our control and that we have no impact on directly fixing. Because why worry about things that you have no control over? These emotions that we should and can feel are pain, pleasure, desire, and fear. Now, with Aristotle, in his Nicomachean Ethics, he explains that happiness stems from the very virtues of socialization, belonging, friendship, and interpersonal relationships, as well as interpersonal relationships. Aristotle goes about this idea through explaining that the doctrine of the means holds many values that the human psyche needs in order to obtain this idea of happiness and satisfaction. Because our relationships with other people dictate our position and place among our peers and our contributions to society, these relationships help fuel our reason to need relationships. So, Aristotle's belief here on how you should interact intrapersonally and interpersonally, and how you can then use the means of Epictetus's ethics, and how you should feel when it comes to these relationships, and how you should control your emotions, will really help you handle your relationships in a way that will bring you the most happiness.
Is there anything about these two philosophers that contradict one another?
Actually, yes. In Discourses of Epictetus, he explains that Stoicism ontology is to withhold judgment and to not overthink things, to not overreact to things, and to make sure that everything that you approach, you withhold any argument or personal feelings towards. Whereas in Neomachian Ethics by Aristotle, he explains how contemplation is the highest form of human activity. And I feel that with this contemplation comes a slightly more dogmatic approach to life and to finding the truth and contemplating things in life and how we accomplish and strive to do so, which is a little bit different from how Stoicism approaches things. Thank you so much, everybody, and I really appreciate you listening to how Epictetus and Aristotle relate to one another in finding human happiness.
Thank you so much, Michelle, and until next time, this is Philosophy Understanding.